name is Tamra, and this is episode 46 of the Caffeinated Craft Mamas podcast, my podcast all about my knitting, crocheting, and bookish life in Southwest Missouri, where I live with my partner Richard, our 3 kids, and our dog. Today is Monday, October 28th. It has been 6 weeks since I have talked to you guys, and I am so sorry about that. Honestly, I didn't have a lot to talk about, and my mood wasn't the best, and life was just busy. But the kids are at Bible study and the house is empty, so I thought I would go ahead and get an episode recorded. My plan is to go ahead and edit this and throw it up on the internet tonight. So you guys should have a new episode to watch today. We will do our little spiel of where you can find me on social media. I will talk about what I am wearing and why I am wearing a shawl and a tank top on October 28th. We'll deal with it in a minute. And then I've got a couple of finished objects and some works in progress to talk about. And a couple future knits, most of them are Christmas gifts, big shocker. And some books, I think, to talk about. Yeah, books. So, can you guys tell I'm out of practice? Okay, so first we're going to do social media. If you would like to follow me on social media, you can follow me at the caffeinated_craft_mama on Instagram. I post over there about once a week. I'm actually putting a little bit more effort into posting over there because I just was in a funk and just didn't want to, so I didn't. But I'm feeling a little better. I have gotten some more stamina from my job and kind of built up a little bit of a tolerance, and my hip is better. So I am just feeling a little bit more upbeat and more like myself. So I'm making that effort again. You can also find me on Etsy as CCM Bags. I will put a link in the description box down below. I have a couple of fall bags left, a few Halloween bags, which I know Halloween's already here. And I have a couple turkey bags for Thanksgiving. I will also have 4 ACOTAR bags coming. They will be sock sized. I ordered some fabric from Spoonflower and I just got 2 fat quarters. If they are popular or if you see them and you're like, oh my God, I want a bag in that, please reach out to me and let me know. I just didn't want to buy a whole yard of the fabric and then have 7 bags in the same fabric, if you know what I mean. So, but I will have 4 of those in the shop. They are cut out. They have interfacing on them. They are ready to go into the sewing machine, but I just haven't had the energy or the time. We have a 4-day weekend coming up this coming weekend, and a lot of our schools are polling places here. And with the election and how big the election is going to be, a lot of people are using our schools as polling places, so they have made it so the students aren't at school on voting day, which I totally think is wonderful and I am 100% in agreement with. So we have the day off and we have Monday off as well, so it's going to be a very relaxing 4-day weekend coming up. So anyway, all that to say, I am hoping to get those bags put together and into the shop that weekend. I am also going to probably start Christmas bags soon, which is insane to me, but it's already that time. Okay, we're going to do a what am I wearing. This is my Free Your Fade shawl by Andrea Mallory. I think I've worn this on here before. I know I have because it was in one of my first episodes. But if you are new, I knit this 3 or 4 years ago for my sister's wedding. So I had actually started it during COVID, and as it happens with a lot of my whips, it got pushed to the bottom of the whip pile and I forgot about it. And then when my sister announced she was getting married and her colors were going to be orange and purple because her husband's favorite color is orange and her favorite color is purple, I was like, hey, I should dig that back out and finish that. So this is Knit Pick Stroll. I don't remember the colorway. This is Bad Wolf Girl Studios Silence in the Library from way long time ago. And then this is Pumpkin by Knit Pick Stroll. And I just love it. And it's ungodly hot here. It was 85 degrees today. And so that is why I'm sitting here in a tank top and my shawl, because I wanted to wear knitting, but it's too dang hot to wear a sweater. it is supposed to get cooler here, I believe on Halloween. The temperature is supposed to drop, but that is also supposed to bring rain with it. So I'm kind of hoping it holds off for one extra day so that everybody gets to enjoy trick or treating that chooses to enjoy that. Okay, so I have two finished objects, one of which I only have a picture of, so I will pop one in here. I finished the dinosaur doodle cowl, guys, and I've sent it off to Emily. It should be there. She's been out of town, so she hasn't let me know if she's gotten it yet or not, but it's done. It took me a lot longer than I was expecting. Emily was very gracious in the fact that I was just really struggling not only to finish it and with my creativity, but also just for energy. For the month of September and most of October, I was really just struggling to do anything but work and sleep. So it was good that she gave me the extra time that I needed, and it is done. We talked about this the last time I was on the podcast and talked about it. I am not as creative as I thought I was, you guys. I had a hard time with bones not being white. I had a hard time with dinosaurs not being green. I really struggled with that mentally, which is silly to me. Like, I change colors and patterns all the time. I don't follow the pattern that is written. I do what I want when I want 9 times out of 10. But for some reason, I was on the struggle bus with this sample. I don't know if it was because I wanted it to look really good and I was worried I was going to go too far off the rails, or things weren't going to be recognizable if they weren't the right color. I don't know, but I just really struggled. And the struggle is over because it's done. So that pattern, even though I didn't say it, is by Jamie Lomax, and it is a fun pattern. The T-Rex skulls I found a lot of joy in, and I really want to knit William a sweater with T-Rex skulls, so that's probably going to happen. All right, the other thing I have finished is I knit a baby sweater, just a little flax, nothing too exciting, out of some yarn I got from Joann. Oh, the bag's right here. It was living in my Happy Little Yarns pumpkin spice bag that really needs a bath, so don't look too closely because I use this bag a lot. And I knit it out of Big Twist Living in the colorway Sage. So this is for a new baby that is coming to my apartment complex, and it's one of William's friends. It's his new baby brother. So I wanted to knit them something, but I did something a little bigger. I'm learning that it's better to knit things that aren't newborn size. One, you never know if it's going to fit the kid. Two, if you do something that is more for like a 1-year-old, it gives those parents time to hold on to that thing. And, you know, everybody wants to buy for a newborn or make for a newborn, but if you make for a little bit of an older kid, that's something that they have to look forward to, is how I think of it. So that pattern is by Tin Can Knits, if I didn't say that. Okay, so I have 5 whips to talk about. 3 you've seen, 2 you haven't. Okay, so we're going to go that way. We're going to start with what you've seen. All right, these are my purse socks. They are socks for my sister. Alicia, if you're watching, don't look. These were her birthday socks. Now they're her Christmas socks. Surprise. I only have one done. The yarn is Mint Rain yarn, platform 9 3/4. My sister is a huge Harry Potter fan. So these are going to be long socks. I am on the legs, and I have plenty of time to get them done, obviously before Christmas. They will go in her advent calendar, because this is another thing I'm telling you guys. I just thought I was more creative than I actually am. It didn't dawn on me until recently that Christmas socks don't have to be in Christmas colors, you guys. You can knit Christmas socks out of whatever color you want. I get stuck in these ruts where I think something has to be one way, and I have a really hard time changing that. And this year, I just don't have the time. So I have one pair of Christmas socks done. I'll have these done, and then we'll talk about this in future knits, doing several pairs of fingerless mitts this year. That was the gift of the year. So, and it is living in my Japanese knot bag from Amber of Ambi Marie Knits, my knitting bestie. And I just love this because it fits in my purse. I can walk around with it and knit. I can, just grab it and go. There is 100-gram skein in here, a sock needles, and a notions pouch. It just fits everything I need. Love these bags. She's supposed to be having some come to the shop. If she has any in there next time I record, I will let you guys know. Okay. Next up is my Ahsoka shawl. So I kind of got the knitting mojo back about a week ago, 2 weeks ago, somewhere around there. And then I took a personal day at work last Friday. And I did not move off my couch. I literally sat on my couch all day and did nothing but knit and watch football and talk to Richard. That was all I did. Like, God bless him. He went and got my lunch. He filled up my water. Like, this man knew I needed to just sit on the couch and be a vegetable, and he delivered in the best way. And it totally, it revamped my mental health by 1000%. I came out of that day feeling so much better. And then I ended up meeting Amber for coffee in the afternoon because she's like, hey, you need to get out of your house. And I'm like, no. She's like, yeah. And I've learned when Amber tells me I need to do something, I probably do need to do it. So we went and got coffee, and I got at a local coffee shop, and I got my Count Chocula coffee that they have for Halloween every year, and which is hazelnut, mocha, and toasted marshmallow. And I loved it. It was so much fun. But anyway, all that to say, when I got my knitting mojo back, the first thing I reached for was my Ahsoka shawl. This is a pattern by Leslie Ann Robinson, Knit Graffiti. And I have section 8 on both wings done. Guys, I only have 2 sections left on both of these wings. I have 1 section of diagonal brioche in both, and I have 1 section of, I think, garter stitch. So I'm getting there. And I realized I cast this on February 20th of last year. My goal is to have this done by New Year's. And I think that's obtainable. So we'll see. So I had this gorgeous little diamond slip stitch pattern. I don't know if you can see it. I hope you can. On both of them done, so I can move both of their markers. I am so glad that I decided to knit this in tandem. Because honestly, I probably would not have finished the shawl if I was not knitting this in tandem. So thank you, I believe, Gretchen, for telling me that I needed to knit this in tandem because it wouldn't get done otherwise. I'm moving my markers. Those are Dinosaur markers by, oh goodness, Twin Mountain Handcrafts? Yeah, Twin Mountain Handcrafts. Goodness, guys. Oh, I left my Advent stuff downstairs. Oh, we'll talk about it and I'll just put a picture in. That's so sad. Okay. And it is living in my R2D2 bag I made. I did a Get Your Yarn Wishes Granted swap with someone last year, and we did a Star Wars themed swap. Actually, her bag is the next one I'm going to use, but I made myself a bag too. So the next bag, or next project, is my Scrappy Granny corner to corner Granny's favorite dishcloth. My precious blanket is what we're just going to call it. And this is the Star Wars bag I got in return. So it has grown significantly since you guys saw it last. I am almost through my first 100-gram skein of the solid yarn that I'm holding. And I'm working on a magic knot ball right now. So it's grown 4 inches since y'all saw it last with my precious stitch marker. can see it there. And guys, this blanket is just everything. It was everything I needed, everything I wanted, and I love it so much. And my kids have already been fighting over who it's going to be for, and little do they know it is for mommy. Um, this is not for anybody but me. No, I might let them use it on occasion. But it has just been, it's been exactly what I needed. And some of these scraps in here are like from when I very first started knitting. And I've had so much fun pulling those out of the Magic Knot ball, or pulling a ball out of here and being like, I remember what project I put that in, and thinking about that project and what was going on in life. A lot of these scraps are older than William, which has made me laugh, because I am a hoarder when it comes to yarn. If it is longer than my wingspan, it goes in a Magic Knot ball. I kid you not. So there it is. I don't even think I can get it all in frame in its entirety. I love it. It's wonderful. It's squishy, and I am just going to keep knitting on it, and adding to it, and we'll see how far I get, how big it gets. I have a bigger cord. I'm knitting it on a sorry, hang on. I can't see. I'm knitting it on a US 7 4.5 millimeter needle. These are my Knit Picks needles, my bamboo wooden set that I've had since I first was introduced to interchangeable needle sets. And I have a longer cord. I have a 60-inch cord for these needles, so it will probably go on the 60-inch cord pretty soon, because it's about as long as this one. And I have my Fueled by Coffee little deals on there. So yeah, that is my precious blanket that I love so much, and has just been the plain vanilla knitting that I have needed some days. Because even socks aren't just plain vanilla knitting. And some days I just need that. I just need that brain help. So, all right, the next two projects are new projects that you guys have not seen yet. This next one is coming in. It's got to be done by Thursday. I am knitting a Grim Grinning Ghost pattern by Susan. Nope, not Susan. I can't think. No, Knit Sherlock. I'll put the name here. Okay, we should know by now that Tamara should not try to say names. We just should. So here is my ghostie. I'm knitting this out of DIY Glow Cozy by Lion Brand. I found this at my local Joann's, and it is 78 yards for 60 grams. Stuff wasn't cheap, but I'm going to have a purple glow-in-the-dark ghost, and because Amber is made of all things sunshine and rainbows, she ordered a bunch of Suncatcher craft eyes, and she gave me her purple ones. Look at those. So I will have purple eyes for my purple ghost that William has already claimed for his own. He's not going to get to keep her. Her name is Betty Boo. She already has a name. And I love her. So yeah, I am hoping, actually, while I'm editing the podcast, to work on the next section of this, because I just did the big increase row last night, and not to give away too much of the pattern, but you do an increase on every stitch all the way around, and it about killed my hands. So I had to stop where I was, and I will hopefully get it finished tonight or tomorrow night. But yeah, she's wonderful. I love her. And this is going as an entry, if I can get it done by Thursday, for the Emotional Support Ghost Along, which is hosted by Nicole of Witchin' Knittin' Mama. I never say her Instagram name right, so I'll make sure and put it right here just in case. And She is taking entries until Halloween. So I also donated a prize for this. So yeah. And it is living in my Nightmare Before Christmas bag that I made. I've got 2 of these in the shop if you're interested. So I like the classic comic looking Nightmare Before Christmas theme. I thought it was cool. And it's purple. Okay. So, last whip. I have been working for years to make myself a Christmas sweater. And as many of you know, I live in Southwest Missouri, and the weather in Southwest Missouri is nuts. Some years on Christmas, it's 30 degrees. Some years on Christmas, it's 80 degrees here. You just never know what the weather's going to be like. Case in point, today is 85 for the high. Friday is supposed to be a high of, I think, 55, 57, something like that. So you just never know what the weather's going to look like here. So I have had Christmas yarn forever. Then I saw the Jethro cardigan. I'm going to pop a photo in here. I'll put the name of the designer here because I think I remember who it is, but I'm probably wrong. And then I thought, you could do a Christmas one of those. And I did. This is the first row of the back of the sweater. And I'm alternating Christmas green and Grinch green because if anyone knows me, the Grinch is my jam. I have the blocks done. I have to have 36 blocks. I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have 12 and a half blocks done. So I've got about a third of the blocks that I need to have finished, completed. And I'm trying to crochet 2 during the week and then 1 every day of the weekend. I should be able to get caught up and do a couple of extras this coming weekend. But my hope is to have this to wear to school on the first day back from Thanksgiving break because I have a bunch of graphic Christmas t-shirts. I have 2 or 3 Grinch ones. I have a Mickey Mouse one. I think I have a Garfield one. So I have a bunch of like just graphic t-shirts. And where I work, I can wear those with a pair of like black pants and this sweater and it be acceptable. So I have a feeling this sweater will be worn a lot. This is all just Cascade Heritage. I've had it forever. It has tried to be like 4 or 5 different sweaters and it just never was working out for me. This is going to work out. I love it. Now, this will be the sleeves and the button band and everything will be red. So it's just going to be this beautiful Christmas cardigan for someone who grew up being the Grinch. Bit of backstory. My birthday is 5 days before Christmas. And I was a bit of a brat growing up. And I would not open birthday presents that were in Christmas wrapping. I didn't want us to put up our Christmas tree until the day after my birthday. My mom's like a day after Christmas or day after Thanksgiving kind of person for putting up the tree. So, I just was kind of the Grinch for a long time. And then now I've kind of leaned into it now that I'm an adult and I am the Grinch, but in a fun way. So, yeah. And it is living in, of course, my Grinch bag. Again, a gift by Amber. I'm pretty sure every one of these bags that I've used today are either made by Amber or myself. Oh, no, just except for the one. But yeah. So there's that. Those are all my whips. If you're just here for the knitting, I'm going to talk about future knits really quick. And then, so if you want to hang out for that, you can. If not, I'll see you later. Future knits. I realized I have, 30 or so dishcloths that I need to crochet. I prefer to crochet my dishcloths and I have been doing them corner to corner. I increased to 10 and decrease back down. That I have found gives me a really good scrubbing edge for those dishcloths. And between Advents and coworker knitting and teacher knitting, I need about 30 of them. So I'm hoping to do one a day in November. We'll see if I can keep up with it or not. Maybe, maybe not. That might be my lunchtime crafting. I get to sit with my friend Sarah and craft at lunch now. And so I have about 20 minutes. I probably wouldn't be able to get a whole one done, but then I could bring it home and finish it before the evening was over. I also need to make 4 to 5 pairs of fingerless mitts, so I kind of need to get on those. I actually frogged a pair of socks because someone I was knitting a pair of socks for asked for mitts instead, and I was like, I can do that. So I frogged those, and they are going to be mitts. And I still have Alicia's socks to finish, and I'd like to get 2 or 3 pairs done for Richard. As a combo birthday and Christmas gift, he has ordered me a Grinch themed countdown calendar. It's a yarn advent. I'll put the person here that I got it from. And so I'm really excited about that. I wasn't planning on getting an advent this year. My Zoom group is doing an advent swap. And so that was going to be my advent. And then my mom and I make one for each other every year. So that was all I was planning on doing. And then I saw that and asked him, since I love him dearly, but he is the world's worst gift giver. So I was like, hey, could I have this for my birthday and Christmas? And he was like, sure. So it was an easy deal. So anyway, I would like to have him a couple of pairs of socks to go along with the gifts that I purchased him this year. One of the nice things about going back to work is this is the first year in 7 years, 8 years, we've bought Christmas gifts for each other. So that's kind of neat. I mean, we've done a few little things. A lot of time we do stockings, but this will be the first year we actually buy gifts for each other. So pretty exciting. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about books, and quite honestly, I don't have a whole lot to talk about when it comes to books. I have listened to the first 2 books of the Into the Darkness series by K.F. Breene. These books were recommended to me by Amber, and I really liked them. They're basically smut with plot to them, but the plot is good enough that like it keeps you wanting to listen to the book. To be completely honest with you guys, I did a re-listen of From Blood and Ash and books 1, 2, and part of 3. That is like one of my comfort series outside of ACOTAR. And I haven't done my re-listen of ACOTAR yet, but that's probably coming up. And I'm going to be, I guess this is kind of future knitting too. I'm going to be doing a re-listen of Crescent City because I got a Crescent City Advent from Fangirl Fibers. I will post a picture here of all the days I have opened so far. I have 2 more minis to open and a full skein left to open. And my plan for this, because I already have a plan for it, who am I, is to steal an idea from Nicole of Witchy Knittin' Mama and do an eyelet burst shawl by Stephen West with all these. So I'm just gonna take a photo of them when they're all in order, and I'm going to do an eyelet burst shawl out of these. And I think it is just going to be the coolest memory and the coolest way to use these and still get a really unique shawl out of it. And so my plan is to re-listen to the first Crescent City book and actually listen to the second Crescent City book while I am knitting on that eyelet burst shawl. That will not happen until the Ashoka shawl is done, so no need to fret. I'm getting that one done first. Who ever thought I would become a shawl knitter? I just never foresaw myself being a shawl knitter, but I really enjoy them. So, and like Andy said of the Naughty Knittress, they're wearable art. You know, a lot of Stephen West patterns are not to my taste, though the new one I'm loving, again, mostly because of Amber's and her neon and black um, one that she's doing. But for the most part, I'm just not a big fan of his shawls. Um, and to each their own. But at least with his, they're pretty enough. You could almost hang them on a wall, and they could be art. Seriously. Okay, at this point, guys, I'm just rambling. I will give you guys a quick life update. Everyone is doing well. The kids are looking forward to Halloween. We William's been doing fantastic in school. I am finally finding my footing at work and coming up with some hard truths that I had to kind of learn to deal with. Um, and yeah, I have found a way, at least at work for now, to be happily unhappy. Um, and that's what I needed. I'm there for my kids. I'm there for my friends. I'm not there to be best friends with everybody, and that's okay. Um, and I have a habit of being a people pleaser. I know that. And I was letting that steal all my joy from my job. And that's not fair to me. That's not fair to my kids, my own children, and my kids at work. Um, so my weekend was exactly what I needed it to be. My personal day was exactly what I needed it to be, and I'm feeling a lot better. And so, yeah, I'm hoping that we will be more frequent than every 6 weeks on here. But if we're not, we're not. That's okay. Um, so hopefully next time I see you guys, I will have more content to share and lots of cool things to talk about. If you're still here, thank you for watching. Leave me your favorite Christmas book down below. Um, I would love to read some new Christmas books or listen to some new Christmas books this year. Paranormal Christmas books would be even better. Um, or romance, either one, or paranormal romance. If you get paranormal romance Christmas book, send them my way. So I will talk to you guys later, and hopefully it will be sooner than 6 weeks, but we'll see. All right, I love you guys. Bye.